Luke Varley, the former champion at world and European level, is on row 7 with Ludwig Morin, with Philip Morin, Ludwig Morin and Theodor Morin in juniors. Strong contribution from the Morin family to this series. Lukasz Bartosiuk of Poland is on row 8 with another non-European, Tadasuko Makino, the first of our Asians, Makino's son from Asia. And there's the green light. They roll out onto the grid now. Peter Betzl and Sam Schippers starting on row 9, and the top 20 being completed by Fazio Franson, the Dutchman, and Carlos Pinto from Portugal. Row 11, Brandon Nielsen of Sweden and Mart Su of Estonia. Another of the girls, Ebba Grandin of Sweden, is on row 12 with Stendorian Pirimargi of Estonia. From Mexico, from Central America, we do wish him well, Alfredo Zabalza in cart 244. He'll share row 13 with Mark Ferenc. Mark Ferenc in cart 282 is from Hungary. Tim Schneider is on row 14 in cart 294. He's a German driver sharing row 14 with Antoni Patak, an ethnic background in Poland, but in fact now based in Florida in the United States of America, so another non-European based driver with us. Neuer Magnus in cart number 252 is from here in Belgium, and Berat Turka from Turkey joins Neuer Magnus on row 15 to complete the top 30. Kamil Yelen is on row 16 with Boris Kolf, and the grid is completed by Christian Thorsen and Antonio Piccioni. This is a 10-lap race for the seniors in groups B and C, and my colleague Chris Hartley will be calling the majority of the 10 laps for you. Let's hope it's a good race to go into the break.
Don't think we have bad races in karting, do we? There's always something going on, and the seniors so far have certainly been very entertaining indeed. So, Singleton, what can he do from here? This is his second race of the day so far. He did quite well in the other one. He won it. He won from second on the grid. He beat Connor Jubb right at the start of the day. So, yeah, with a well, yeah, as Kenny's saying in the background there, a well-judged finish, a beautifully judged finish, which really did highlight his experience as a racing driver that he brings now. He's yet to win in Euro Challenge, or he didn't last year. He was second, was his best result, but he's certainly on the radar as not only a race winner this weekend, but a potential champion. So James Singleton leading them around. Philip Moran, they were pretty evenly matched last year. Singleton was 4th in the championship. Moran was in 6th place. Moran's best weekend coming in Germany, the Swedish driver, where he finished on the podium in 3rd place. So you'll see them on camera in a moment, coming towards this final turn. To the left of your shot is Singleton, the pole position man, cart 204, the red and white race suit. And Moran alongside him in the blue and yellow race suit. And then 3rd, Van Bogart, and 4th, Jan Jonk. Here they go through the final turn. All of them looked settled and in position, and the pole sits up now with his eyes on the lights. Wait till they get to the yellow line. Now they can accelerate. Now they can start overtaking because the race gets underway. The 10-lap race is a good start for Singleton. He's getting a bit bumped and barged through the first corner, and we've got a spinner from in that front group as well at turn 1. One of the Dan Holland racing drivers. That looks like that has fallen by the wayside as the rest of the field work their way through. Now it's the 231 cart.
We think it's the 231 cart.
Pierce Lehane.
Yeah, Pierce Lehane from Australia. So our friends down under. And hey, I'm going to stick up for the Aussie. I think he was the innocent victim of some contact there. That didn't look like a mistake by Pierce Lehane, but he's suffered for it.
We've lost Camille Yellen as well, number 286. We haven't lost him, but he's had a spin at the back of the field, and there's one other driver that got tangled up in that. But certainly a good start off the line for James Singleton, but he was getting bumped and barged like nobody's business on the way to the first corner. He survives, though. Might have a few dents and scratches on his rear bumper, mind you. And there in second place is the 250 card of Leonard Van Bogart, but he's 2 or 3 car lengths back already. Moran running in third place. Myers is third now. Moran is bumped back down to 4th position there with the blue race suit. And so he's just dropped back a little bit on that first lap, but most of the front runners surviving with not too many worries there. And the leader with a half-second advantage here, which could prove important with some quick drivers just behind her to change for second there, going through the hairpin. And that means, therefore, that Van Bogart has dropped behind Myers. I think Moran got through him as well, and they're still side by side on the way into the next turn in this great battle that's been developing for second place. And Moran has got another place, so he goes from fourth to third, then he goes from third up to second place again now. So Moran fighting back here, Ken.
And Luke Varley showing us something of the form we knew when he became that double champion at world and European level. He's in kart 279 up into the top 10, and I think he gained a place as I was speaking. Just seeing them go back before me. They've just passed through on screen now. There he is in kart number 279, Luke Varley. Luke Varley in 279. Jan Jonk has just gone past Jules Cousin, and Luke Varley went with him. So Jules Cousin, I'm seeing that not from the screen but from the timekeeping detail. And just looking around for the ladies, Ebba Grandine is in the top 20. She's running in 16th place. But James Singleton throwing down the challenge to everybody else, and the challenge is, are you going to catch me? Philip Morin's doing his best. He's set the fastest lap at 56.5. And Philip Morin has got, well, Chris made the point moments ago when Philip Morin came through from 5th to 4th to 3rd and up to 2nd, and he was really easing his way through tight traffic, although he's only in 2nd place still, showing about 2.5 kart lengths between himself and Ollie Myers in 3rd. So as we come round to start lap 4 of a 10-lap race, James Singleton, Philip Morin and Ollie Myers, you 1, 2 and 3.
Having got up into 9th place, Jessica Batman just got clattered on the way out of one of the hairpins and onto the grass and lost a place again. The Swede has come up from juniors, so that will drop her back a little bit, but she did hang on to it pretty well. Second and third seem to be closing up to the race leader. Now let's have a look at the time. Singleton 56.3. Yes, Moran 56.0 and Myers a 56.0 as well. So 0.3 of a second taken out of the race leader there by the chasing duo as they work their way now towards this left-hand hairpin at turn 8 on the brakes, turn left. Hug the corner. You'll see them coming towards us now up this short link straight into turn number 9, second and third. The fastest two on the track at the moment. They're in 4th place is Delart. Van Bogart is down to 5th place now, and Jan Jonk is currently running in 6th position. Through into the final turn they go. 4 laps about to be completed, but it looks like Singleton has reacted here, has put in a better lap and maybe just held station here. The gap, yes, is still 0.6 of a second, and yes, it was a better lap from Singleton. He's now done a 56.0, so good response that.
Yeah, it's not at the sharp end of the race, Chris, but Sam Shippers, who's only just in the top 30, has picked up a warning flag, a driving standards flag. I guess, well, those of you that hear me commentate over the years, you know I hate to throw anything negative into what I say, but I will say I'm disappointed with Sam Shippers at the moment. I do believe that Sam is capable of far better than what we're seeing, and just to add a little bit of insult to injury, he picks up a driving standards flag. Heading towards the half race distance.
Nice move at turn 6 from Jack Weprin, one of the Dan Holland racing drivers, the American. Number 236, getting himself up, I believe now, into 9th place. So a good move from him, and he's not too far away from the next group of karts. And still with half of the race remaining, Singleton leads 55.8. So that's his personal best lap of the race now. Moran, though, he's quicker still with a 55.6. So Moran in 2nd place. That's the new fastest lap of the race. Myers there in 3rd position in the 270 kart. Oliver Myers went well in the first race earlier on, was well up in the top 10 there. He's looking pretty strong as well in 3rd place. He's about a second clear of 4th, 5th and 6th. And the top 3 are all on a very similar pace to one another. But definitely the quicker of the threes, the one in 2nd place. Moran is now beginning to close in on the race leader as they come out of the hairpin, just running onto the curbs there, coming into the braking zone for this right-left flick. They're equal to each other through there. Singleton is not losing any ground at that part of the course. What about into the final turn? Who's the quicker of the two there? Singleton with a nice entry. Turns the nose in, plenty of front-end grip there, and he gets a good exit as well. And in fact, just begins to edge away a little bit there, but maybe there's a slight gearing difference because at the second half of the straight, Moran definitely looks to come back at him. But all in all, very equal lap that between the top 2.
Ludwig Morin just drives himself into the top 10 in kart number 255. And that reminds me of a conversation I had last year with Ludwig talking about Philip's progress. Philip, of course, in 2nd place at the moment, putting the challenge to James Singleton. And I said, do you get a little bit jealous or do you feel proud of him? He said, I don't have to feel jealous. I taught him everything he knew. Everything he's doing is down to what I've taught him. Okay, Ludwig, fair enough. And you've made it 2 Marines into the top 10.
The top 6 are all on almost identical lap times. They're all in the 55 6s and 7s, which means 4th, 5th and 6th are coming into this now in the latter stages. 3 laps to go at the end of this one, but you've got Bas de Laart leading that next group of 3, who is desperately trying to get himself onto the tail of Oliver Myers there in 3rd place. There's still a couple of kart lengths between them, still just under 7/8 tenths of a second the difference between 3rd and 4th, but they're going to have to stay on at the top 3 here. 55.516 for Oliver Myers. He's the quicker of the top 3 drivers on this lap. It's only by a fraction, but he's going really well here. Under braking on the way into turn 7. They're all equidistant. Nobody really gains anything there. Head right, and you'll see them coming in through the hairpin or on the exit to the hairpin on our next camera position. Through they come. Run out onto the curbs, but not too wide. Important to get the throttle down as quickly and as smoothly as possible there. And there's nothing to choose between these top 3. As you say, Ken, you make one tiny mistake and it will be punished big time here because they are so evenly matched.
Chris, just want to go back to the start of the race. There were 33 starters. Piccioni didn't come to grid, but 33 of the others did. Piers Lehane, who not only went off the tarmac, but was on the grass for quite a long time, has got himself back onto the tarmac and has driven up to 17th place. Okay, that's going to be a disappointment, but from, it must have been 2/3 of a lap behind everybody else when he set off. Good drive by the Aussie. Piers Lehane running 17th. We're on lap 9 of a 10-lap race.
Just had a spin from Fazio Fransen, the Dutch driver in kart 230. So he's just had a spin at turn 1, that was. The race leader's already coming up towards the end of this lap and a bit to go then in the final race of the morning session. The race leader is James Singleton from Great Britain. Then Philip Moran from Sweden is there in 2nd place, hanging on to him. Also hanging on to the pair of them, another British driver, Oliver Myers, who glances over his shoulder. And it looked like they might be caught by the second group of karts 2 or 3 laps ago, but not so anymore. I don't think the top 3 look safe now. 4th and 5th are having a bit of a duel though there. Bas de Laart, and then you got right behind him, Lennart van Bogart, the Belgian drivers, going at it here into the hairpin. You can see the top 3 come through. There you can see 4th and 5th closer than ever. And up the back straight go the top 3. And it's got a bit closer here between 1st and 2nd.
It certainly has, because this race is not cut and dried, not by any means. Philip Morin really applying the heat to James Singleton and getting himself through. Well, I have to say I did not see that coming, but Philip Morin has got through and James Singleton fighting hard. Looking on screen on the inside, there's contact there. As they emerge into our view, James Singleton is back in front and Philip Morin is down to 4th. There's a lot of action in the last third of the race, and still there's some bumping. Philip Morin comes to 3rd, but James Singleton wins it. Bas de Laart is 2nd and Philip Morin 3rd. Well, Chris, you said less than a minute ago, you only have to make the tiniest of mistakes and you can be punished. Sometimes it doesn't take a mistake. If the driver behind you just goes for something that is at 10 tenths and even a little bit more, a lot can happen. What a finish to our morning's racing in round 1 of the Rotax Euro Challenge. Promoted, of course, by RGMMC. Who else?
I also said, Ken, a few moments ago, the top 3 looked sorted, didn't I? And then, boom, it kicked into life, and Philip Moran went for it. But that's twice now, once from Connor Jupp and once from Philip Moran, that we've seen somebody looking pretty settled in 2nd place. And the last half lap, they've gone for the win, and it hasn't paid off. Moran ended up, he actually went into the final corner in 5th place, but somehow managed to scramble himself back up to 3rd. So James Singleton won that one. Well done to James, because he got battered into the first corner. He got battered about on the last lap, but he's very resilient. And that's 2 wins now out of his 2 races for James Singleton. So the Coles Racing driver has had a fabulous morning here at Genk. 2nd place to Bas de Laart. 3rd place to Philip Moran. He was 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th on that last lap. He ended up 3rd. Lennart van Bogart 4th. Jan Jonk 5th. And poor Oliver Myers got battered out of that as well. He looked a solid 3rd. And because of what was going on ahead of him, I think he got held up somewhat there, and that allowed the next group of karts for the last couple of corners just to pounce, and he ended up dropping down to 6th place. Luc Varley, Jules Kazan, Jack Weprin and Ludwig Moran rounding out the top 10. Jessica Batman just outside the top 10. And Pierce Lehane recovered a little bit there, the Australian, coming back to 15th place. The cart's being pushed off circuit. There's the results, classified results, provisional of course, subject to all the post-race checks for the rest of the running order. Another disappointing race for Sam Shippers there. He may have some sort of issue. But again, most carts finishing. We lost Avo Talvar with a couple of laps to go. Now he started on the 3rd row of the grid, so that's a very disappointing result for the Estonian. Petra Betzel and Kamil Yellen both went out on the first lap.